Hi, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. Hi, Mom. If you're joining live, thank you for joining and feel free to say hello on the chat. I've got it up and running. Hi, Danny. How are you? Oh, it's nice to be with you. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday indeed. It's known as a kind of hump day Wednesday, but I don't know. I feel like it's the perfect kind of day because you just got enough behind you and enough in front of you to make up for anything that we're thinking of taking on or doing. We are going to have a little practice today, a kind of MODO inspired practice. For those that have been in the room with me before, I taught at MODO Studios, so it will be somewhat HATHA inspired, and it'll also have a little bit of vinyasa in there. There's a playlist today. Just checking out sound. If anybody wants to give me the thumbs up on sound. There's a playlist today for our pleasure, and it's on my Spotify first up. So, and it's, I think it's called MODO Inspired Playlist. It's today's date. You can grab yourself a block for today's practice as well. You can grab yourself some tea. That works too. When I don't have husband Paul around, I always like to check the sound and make sure everything's okay. So I'll just do a double check. Thanks, Danny. You rock. Haha. I've been practicing meditation pretty actively. Truth be told, in the past, I've come in and out with meditation. It's a challenge for everybody. We always find reasons not to kind of settle in. And I mean a meditation that's different than what we find here on the mat when we're moving our bodies. Anyways, so just a heads up to share, I've been practicing with Sam Harris. He's a philosopher, a neuroscientist, author, and he has a really great slant on things in terms of offering this practice up. And there's guided meditations that he leads, and it's through an app. And so I've been practicing with that quite a bit. And I've been practicing because of his suggestions a lot of the time, this real activeness around looking at thought and just being more aware to thought and thought processes inside really being an active measure that we create, that things never really happen to us in terms of what's happening behind this forehead and behind the eyes. And I just want you to maybe play with that today, because in the MODO practice in particular, because it may move a little slower than vinyasa, there's a little bit more space to look at what we're doing behind the eyes and behind the head in the way of thought. And I just want you to notice that maybe today, and then pay attention to what that thought conjures up in the way of your emotion and your mood. And then I want you to practice, if you've noticed that, getting back to your breath. So maybe naming your inhale, inhale, and then naming your exhale, exhale. And I'll be taking care of all the poses and where we're going, so you can just kind of do that work. And maybe you share with me what happens. Maybe you notice something for yourself, Or maybe it just makes for a practice that gets you a little deeper into knowing where you're at. Because after all, this practice of yoga is that, knowing ourselves. Okay, we're going to get with the playlist. I'm going to grab my little tool. You can grab your devices. If you've got your devices, you can lie down or sit and get started in a quiet place with your body. Quiet meaning even still in your body. And we'll get started. I'm going to count it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and you can hit play on your playlist. If you're sitting, maybe lay your hands on your thighs. And if you're lying down in Shavasana, that's pretty sweet. Just make sure there's a little breathing space at the armpits. And just right away, notice the breath. Notice the inhale where it starts. Follow it all the way. And then notice the exhale and where that guy starts. And follow that all the way. A couple more breaths. Maybe you name your inhale, and maybe you name your exhale. If you're on your back body, you can stretch your arms overhead. If you're in a sit, you can do the same to reach up high. Breathe in. And then you just draw your hands to heart, whether on your back body or in a sit. Breathe out. And then roll over or roll onto your hands and knees. You can bring your props with you near to the topish of the mat or to the side and topish of the mat and get yourself in tabletop. And then we'll mix match a bit of cat-cow with some movement in the hips. So arch your spine for cow, breathe in. And then round your spine for cat, breathe out. You can tuck your chin in and press through hands and knees. Flat back, inhale. And then wag your tail right to left or left to right. Exhale. Come back to neutral, flat back. Inhale to arch now. Breathe in. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch again. And exhale to round. And then flat back. Breathe in. And wag your tail a little left to right through the exhale. Maybe even stepping off one knee and then the other knee. Come back to neutral, flat back. Press through hands and knees, curl the toes under. And then kick up to downward face dog. Breath out. Maybe you pick up the heels of the hands so you can really ground through the pads of your hands there, those kind of mounds of the hands, and pads of the fingers. Walk your your feet to your hands. Breathe in. When you get to the top, feet hip width distance, and exhale, fold. Breathe out. And then put your block in between your thighs, pretty high up to your groin in your fold. Hug your block at the narrowest height. Feel that squeeze and micro bend the legs and then roll up, stacking the vertebrae as you hug your block and feel your legs start to work to roll you up, head up last. Feel the squeeze of the block, not too much, just enough. Maybe sway forward and back to ground in your feet. Breathe in the hands to heart. Breathe out, interlocked hands, push down, palms press down. Inhale the arms forward. I'm only going to go up a bit because of my shoulder. Exhale the hands to prayer down the center of you. You're still hugging the block. Interlock as you pass your heart and push your palms down. 2 more. Inhale, circle the arms forward, palms open ahead. Straighter arms if you can manage it. Exhale, palms down the center of you. Prayer. Interlock as you pass your heart. All the breath out of the mouth. Inhale forward. Exhale out the mouth, prayer hands down the center. Interlock as you pass your heart. Release the palms, arms long, palms down by your side body. Stand up tall in your mountain pose. Think of him or her as Shavasana on your feet. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Circle your arms forward. Breathe in. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and then pull up and over to the right, side body stretch. Feel the hug of the block, a kind of internal rotation of the thighs. Ground through your feet for 3, 2. Come up through to center, breathe in. Switch the grip so your left hand grabs your right wrist up and over to the left, side body stretch, exhale. Breathe in and out, follow those breaths all along your side body. On your next inhale, come back up to center, breathe in. Float your arms parallel with the floor, wrists in line with the shoulders, and then bend your legs to sit in chair. Hug your block. Play with weight shifting into the heels while grounding the fronts of your feet. Play with lifting your heart and bending your legs more to challenge the space of those legs working out. Follow your breath. Don't hold your breath here. Breathe in and out. It's about now that you start to feel the fire in your legs. That's you being alive. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Draw your navel in, press through the feet, stand up straight, breathe in. Exhale, arms down. Take a pause in Shavasana on your feet. Mountain pose. One more breath in Mountain Tadasana. Inhale and exhale. This time, take your arms up, breathe in. Stay with the arms and bend the legs again, hugging the block ever so slightly into your second chair, a little bit different of a version. You try and soften the shoulders down. For me, that's a little more challenging these days. But if you can feel the slide of your shoulder blades down the length of your back body for 3, keep the bend in the legs. 2, keep the bend in the legs, take a gigantic inhale, follow her. And then fold with a bend in the legs till your belly touches your thighs, then straighten your legs, hug the block, exhale. Feel it all. Don't skip the feelings. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Release the block down in front of your toes and kind of in between your feet. And then roll up slow to feel the energy of stacking vertebrae and coming to a tall version of you, slow and steady. Kick your arms up, sit your bum down, breathe in. And then wrap your left leg to eagle, left leg over the right, and then wrap your left arm underneath the right as much as you can, or hug. Keep your elbows up high, breathe in and out. Imagine your spine is in the seat, or not the seat, the back of the chair, bum down in the seat, high through the heart. Breathe in and out. And then try and feel for your knees lining up underneath your belly button, and your belly button lining up under your elbows, one long line of energy for 3, 2. And then get out as you straighten the right leg, left knee up, arms high, breathe in. And then step down, hands to heart, breathe out. As you drop the arms down, beat into Tadasana, and then kick the arms up, sit down, breathe in, and wrap your right leg right into eagle, over the left. Maybe you bind the right foot behind the left calf. Right arm underneath the left. If you can bind the arms, do that. Otherwise, hug. And point your right big toe towards the back of the room. Keep your elbows off your chest. Breathe in and out. And then imagine you could see the line of elbows, navel, knees. That's a straight line to lower, higher heart. 3, 2. Straighten the left leg, right knee high, arms high. Breathe in. Step down, hands to heart. Breathe out. And kick the arms high as you sit down again. Breathe in. And then we're going to fold with a bend in the legs until our belly touches our thighs. Head down, straighten the legs here. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, heavy head, long neck. Bring the block back into in between your thighs, pretty close to your groin, away from your knees. And then bend your legs and sit your butt in an imaginary chair. Bring the arms forward and up, one inhale. And then hands to heart, and you're going to twist to the right, hugging the block. Prayer twist. You can modify as you layer your left forearm across your thighs, right hand at your lower back. Or you can prayer your hands and rotate your right rib cage a little more each breath out. Come out of this. So get out of the rotation, then stand up tall, arms high, breathe in, prayer hands. Exhale, fold, and hug that block as you come down. Halfway lift for a big inhale, fill up your rib cage. And then exhale, fold again. Hug the block, sit down into the imaginary chair. Inhale the arms forward and up. Hands to heart, and then you're going to twist the other way. If you've got prayer hands, you can hook your right outer arm to your left outer knee, and then use that as an invitation to rotate your left rib cage up and back. Kind of up dog your heart, keep your right hip back, left hip forward, and breathe. One more and one more exhale. Come out of it, stand up tall, hug the block, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, bow and fold, hug the block, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, fold. Roll up, hugging the block. Stacking vertebrae. Eventually, you're going to stand up tall. When you get about halfway, you might hug the block even more, and then eventually head on top of shoulders. Inhale the arms high. Interlock the hands behind the head, and we'll go into a back bend. Elbows mostly wide. Start to press the head into the hands as you peel the heart up and look up. Keep a nice hug of the block, grounding your feet, grounding the length as you open up through the spine. Come out of the arch of the spine, pause to get long in the spine, breathe in, and then let your arms down. Shavasana on your feet, breathe out. Remember what it felt like to feel your spine open here. You'll use it throughout the class. Take your arms up, sit down, breathe in. Hug the block, fold with bent legs, kiss the belly to thigh, straighten the legs in a deeper fold. Exhale. Take the peace fingers to big toes. Or you could take gorilla, putting the hands underneath the feet. So Padahastasana or Padagustasana. And then pull on the feet or on the toes and fold deeper. If it's peace fingers to big toes, can you widen the elbows out? Two. One. Come out of that pull and put the block standing up high in between your feet. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Really long spine. Exhale, hands down. Left foot back. Oh yeah, left knee down. Come up through the heart and the arms. Breathe in. Keep your arms high, but put your hips more forward. Breathe out. Big inhale here, curl the toes under, back toes. Exhale, wipe the arms back, straighten the front back leg. Breath out. Be with it. What is it saying? Put your hands down, kind of framing the front foot. Breathe in. And step your left foot forward and your right foot back, right knee down. Exhale. Arms high, Anjane, in breath. And drop the hips more forward and down. Bigger stretch, exhale. Curl the back toes under, big inhale. And then straighten the back leg and wipe those arms back. Runner's lunge, Banarasana. You're here for the pause. What's it saying? Hands down, breathe in. Step forward, stay there, and fold with a heavy head, tuck of the chin, exhale. Let the pull of the neck body happen because you believe that this head is so heavy and you let go into it. Kind of is heavy. What's it on average? 10 pounds? One more breath in. And sigh out. We'll add on halfway lift, breathe in. Heel toe or toe heel, the feet wider through a couple of steps. Fan the toes out and the heels in and sit your butt down, and maybe you use that block that's steady there to kind of prop your hands on. Or maybe you put the block underneath your seat to prop your hips at a more comfortable height. Big breath in, hold your breaths out. See if you can extend your arms, kind of R to arms, palms face one another, breathe in. See if you can squeeze through the inner thighs and press through the heels to lift your butt higher. And then on your next inhale, take the elevator up all the way. Breathe in. Sit halfway down, breathe out. Elevator up, inhale. Sit halfway down, exhale. 2 more, guys. One more with leaning the spine back. Straighten the legs, breathe in. Heel toe, hands to hips. Heel toe the feet in. Feet hip width distance. Toes point straight ahead. They're kind of framing the block ahead. Hands to hips, breathe in. Micro bend the legs and then hinge at the hips. You can kind of pull your hips back as you draw your navel in. Long your spine on the way down for this nice, delicious, slow fold. Fingers can tap to the floor if that's possible. And then you can play with straighter legs to encourage that fold into a deeper sensation. Everybody breathe in, fill your chest. Sigh it out, breathe out. Plant your paws down to frame the block. 1 foot at a time, step to plank. Breathe in. Your gaze, your nose is on top of that block. Breathe out. Hug your belly in. Take 2 more breaths. Feel for not a dip in the lower spine. The integrity of the belly is there. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and plank, guys. Downward face dog. Breathe out. If you're with the music, you've got the deliciousness of the Bahamas. Let the Bahamas kick your right leg up. Breathe in. Knee to nose. Hug your belly in. Kick it up. Breathe in. Knee to forehead, perhaps. That might mean a deeper hug. Kick it up. Breathe in. Step towards the right thumb on the outside of the block. Breathe out. Runner's lunge, arms back. Inhale. What does it say? Land. Exhale. Swim your arms all the way up. Maybe a micro bend in that back leg. Breathe in. And then maybe straighten that back leg for a full expression of crescent lunge. Breathe out. Slide the hands to heart in prayer. Thumbs could rest on that chest with the beat of your heart. Breathe in. And then left heel down, left toes look out. Open into warrior two and extend your arms long. Both arms could be long for you unless you got something going on with your shoulder too. And then encourage your legs to do some special work for you. We've got joints so we can bend. We've got muscles so we can use. We've got breaths so we can breathe. Breathe in and out. Reach your right palm up and back. Breathe in. Stay here and straighten your front leg. Breathe out. And then maybe you're going to grab that right wrist with left hand and pull something sweet in for 3. Reverse triangle here. But now come back to warrior 2. Breathe in. And then right hand to the block on the inside of that right foot, kicking your left arm high if it's okay. And meeting your body where you are, because that is a gift in and of itself. In my case, got a little injury. That's my gift. What do I do to work with my body? Meet the moments. Rotate your left rib cage up and back more so there's that nice twist. Breathe in. Stay, breathe out. Come back to warrior 2 on an inhale. And then straighten the front leg. Take both hands to hips and turn your right toes in, the front toes in, and it might drag that block with you, right? Just a little drag. Lift through the heart, elbows back, shoulders open, chest open. Breathe in. Exhale, bow. Get about halfway and pause for the cause. Shift the weight into the fronts of the feet. And see if you can draw your shoulder blades closer together. Ground for 3. And then exhale, fold and bow for 2 and 1. You could take your block in front of you. You could bring the floor to you if you're struggling with the fold, or you could bow into it. And then come halfway up, breathe in. And bend your left leg, back leg, so that your right leg is straight. Flip your right toes up, Standasana. Breathe out. See if you can balance. 2. Put your hands down, wide-legged fold, returns. Breathe in. And then walk your hands towards your right foot, all 10 toes point forward. Breathe out. Straighten both legs and fold in pyramid pose. Your back heel will be picked up. 2. And 1. And we'll add on, bend your front leg, lean the heart and gaze forward, breathe in. You're going to scoop that left leg up, standing splits, breathe out and fold. Step the left ball of the foot down back of the mat, breathe in, plant the paws, sneak into plank, breathe out, hold it there. One deep, whole inhale. Nice, delicious exhale. Breathe in, scoop the belly in, downward face dog. Breathe out. And with a free hand, put your block standing up. in between where your hands will land for your down dog. Left leg kicks up, breathe it in. Knee to nose, make super delicious exhales here. Kick up, breathe it in. Knee to forehead, draw that belly in. Kick up, breathe it in. And then step towards the outside of the block, left thumb area. Inhale the arms back, runner's lunge. And really just feel the whole possibility of landing here. And grounding through your body weight evenly. And then micro bend the back leg, sweep the arms up, crescent lunge, inhale. As you land in crescent lunge, straighten that back leg more, hips dip in and down. Hands to heart, thumbs resting on that beat. Breathe in. And flip your right heel down, right toes look out to the right side of the mat. Warrior two. Flip your palm, exalt your warrior. Breathe in. And then you're going to grab your left wrist with right hand and pull open as you straighten your front leg. A reversing triangle here. Breathe in and out. Both legs straight, two. Come back to warrior two. So you're bending that front leg. Breathe in. And then you're going to bring your left fingertips to the inside of the left leg on the block. Bent knee triangle. And don't turn away from all the sticky stuff. Kind of face the sticky stuff with those big breaths in and out. Rotating your right rib cage back. Could you imagine a block still being squeezed in between your inner thighs? Feel that. Carry that into warrior two. Big breath in. Straighten the front the hips. Turn the left toes in and drag the block into the inside of that left foot. Lift the heart. Roll the shoulders back here. Hands at hips. Breathe in. Feet parallel and fold halfway. If you want an added opening, you can interlock your hands behind. You could reverse your prayer. Pausing at halfway, long spine, breathe in, weight into the fronts of the feet, and then fold deeper. And don't rush through so that you could notice all the things. You might stand your block up to center. You might relax your crown of the head towards it. You might even go into a tripod headstand. But if you don't, you can still get the benefits of being completely inverted with a long neck and the crown of the head mostly facing the floor. And then pay attention to the relief you can experience with this fold. If you're in a tripod headstand, you want to start to flex out the feet wide, the legs come down safe and sound. Wide-legged folds is where we all meet, and then we halfway lift, breathe in. From the halfway lift, Dandasana, bend the right back leg and flip your left big toe up as you ground through the heel. Maybe balance that act. Prayer hands. Ooh. Balancing goes right into what your ankles can do for you. You start to notice the challenges here of building strength for these parts. So even if you've got a little template of your hand down on your prop, you could do that, but try and practice it. And then we return to wide-legged fold. Breathe in, toes look straight ahead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, I want you to walk your block with you. As you walk your hands towards the front of the mat, all 10 toes look forward. Place the block mostly to the front of the mat and straighten both legs and fold pyramid. Look forward, lean, bend, lunge forward, breathe in. Kick the right leg up into a delicious standing splits, breathe out. Draw your right hip in and down, left hip up as you kick for 3, 2. And then step the foot to the back of the mat, plant your palms, breathe in. Sneak the left foot into plank, breathe out. Modified flow with the belly in, hips stable, knees down. Inhale. You could kick the toes up here, lean the heart forward, bend the arms halfway, pause, exhale. Take another breath there, inhale. You go all the way down, exhale, or inhale, come through in modified upward face dog, shoelaces down. And then child's pose, exhale. Out of our child's pose, tabletop, breathe in. Wag your tail with your toes curled under. Right to left, left to right. Make no sense of it. Maybe he goes in a circle. Maybe your shoulders get into the dance moves. Toes curled under, kick your butt up. Downward face dog gets it now. Breathe out. Heels high, bend the legs. Inhale. Step underneath your hip creases with your toes, reaching your hands forward. Grab the block, set it down flat in between and in front of your toes, and then roll up slow. Ooh. Step your right foot onto this block. Kick your arms high and your left knee into chest. Breathe in. Topple tree. Kind of warrior 3. Kick back. Wash your arms back. Breathe out. Inhale, come up, left knee all the way through. Exhale, hands to heart. Step the left foot down and frame your block with both of your feet as the right foot steps off. And then step your left foot on the block and kick your arms high with your right knee into chest. Breathe in. And equalize it to topple tree. Wash back. Breathe out. Pay attention to no dipping in the lower spine and a hug in of your belly and a lift of your right thigh equal to lifting your heart. And then come all the way up to right knee into chest, arms high. And as the hands come to heart, step your right foot down to later step your left foot off the block and down, framing the block. Bring your right foot back on the block. And then send your arms up and your left knee high again. Breathe in. And then as you wash your left knee back, wash your left hand back and try and meet your hand and foot together into dancer's pose. And then you're going to kick into dancer's pose and rotate that heart and gaze up. And if you're struggling with balance, or if the external rotation, like me, in your case, is not your friend, you can grab the foot from the outside. Come out of the kick in the action of dancer's pose, Nadarajasana. Bring your knees together. And then step the left foot down, hands to heart. And then step the right foot down on the outside of the block. Hands to heart, left foot steps on the block. Breathe in to kick the arms high. Right knee up with those arms high. And then send the right knee back in the right hand. And scoop the foot up from the inside. Left arm high unless you want to put the left hand behind the head to encourage a kind of pressing the head to hand open chest. Come out of the action of the kick and draw the right knee back down, kissing the left knee, and then stepping the right foot down, hands to heart. Breathe in. The block, breathe out. Drop the arms, have that beat. Heel toe the feet wider, toe heel the feet wider. Fan those toes out and the heels in. Arms up parallel with the floor, breathe in. And then bend slow and steady. And keep going until you find your seat of Malasana. Maybe you have to encourage it with a fold and then dropping down. And then if you can, you're going to bring your block to the outside of one of your legs and your hands behind you and sit your butt down. Yeah. Step the soles of the feet in front, ground the hands down. And then maybe with the bend in the legs, you cross your right ankle over your left thigh. If that's hard for you to articulate in your body, you might lengthen your left leg first, then cross, and then bend into your left leg. Seated pigeon. Walk your hands closer to your butt to stand up your heart and breathe in and out here. Flag your right knee more to the front of your mat as you flex your right foot and ground your sit bones down to really breathe into the sensation of opening our hip for 3, 2. Lean back and bend the arms, breathe in. Step the right foot down, breathe out. Step the left ankle over and onto the right thigh, even if you have to lengthen the right leg for a beat. Walk your hands closer to your butt, stand up tall through the spine, and flex your left foot. Other side. Flag your left knee open towards the front of the mat. Breathe into that sensation. 2, 1. Bend in the arms, lean back so that you have permission to step this left foot down. And then lengthen the legs here. Arms go into Ardha, round your upper spine, tug your belly in, and resist the floor as you lay down. And then do lay down and have that beat of not resisting it. Take your prop, your stack, your block. Put this guy on your pelvic floor here and just feel how that encourages a kind of release, a soothing part of Shavasana. Bend the legs, soles of the feet get on the mat, knees look up. And then the block returns to being in between your thighs at the narrowest space of the block. Tickle your heels with your fingers so you're walking your feet that close to your butt. Press your palms down, hug the block, and lift your hips. Breathe in. Feel the weight ground into your upper back body and use her to propel your hips even higher in this hug of the block. If you're open sesame, you can step the hands by the ears and go into wheel. Fingers looking towards your feet. Hands planted and grounded near the sides of your heads. Breathe in and out. Shoulders need to be open. Strength needs to be grounded evenly through the front and the back body. And breath. 2, 1. If you're in wheel, you kind of tuck in your chin, go to the tops of the shoulders again, come down from that. Everybody come down, set down the butt. Release the block. Find that Shavasana again with maybe your block or stack on your pelvic floor. Listen carefully. Take your prop. Put this guy near your mat. Maybe shove it a little forward to your feet in case you need it. And then hug your knees into your chest. You could wrap. You could also pull on the knees, wrapping the arms or pulling on the knees. Ground the lower spine down. So you're lengthening your spine and pushing your butt for the floor. 3, 2. Hide the hands behind the knees. And then we're going to rock and roll a couple of times. Woo! And swing into the feet to get that momentum. And feel the feet ground in a way when you swing forward that imagines you to stand up. We're going to count it down for 3. You're going to stand. 2. Stand. 1, arms high, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart, forward fold, breathe out. Top of the mat, you can reach the block in front. If you reach it, halfway lift. And then 2 steps at a time with the feet into plank, breath out. You can skip these vinyasas if they're not your friend for some reason, but if you're doing them, hug the belly in, integrity in the lower spine and hips, even if that means knees down. Heart forward, breathe in. Bend the arms slow, halfway or all the way, breathe out. Shoelaces down for baby cobra or modified up dog. You can move through tabletop and then down dog. Or straight up down dog. From down dog, plank pose. Breathe in. Knees up or down. chaturanga halfway or all the way. The shoelaces are always down for up dog or baby cobra, but you might pick up your thighs for up dog. And then move into downward face dog. Exhale, whether you go through tabletop or not. Option to do 2 more. Breathe in and out. Remember, each move gets a breath. The exhale finally taking you to down dog. One last one, plank pose, whether you modify or not. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Upward face dog, whether you modify or not. Downward face dog, exhale. Beautiful work. Step the knees down on the floor. Step the butt onto the heels. Walk your hands onto your knees. Stand up on your knees. Breathe in. Curl the toes under and put interlocked hands behind the head. Breathe out. Ground through the knees and the toes that are curled under. And start to arch the spine with a lifted gaze. Maybe you do it a couple of times like you're wetting it a bit. Greasing the wheels. And then use the intellect of upward face dog to go deeper. Maybe into the full expression of camel pose. Whether you stay for a long time or you mix and match from where you came. Eventually you come out of the arch safe and sound, maybe supporting your lower back if you're coming from camel. And then sitting down, bum to heels, hands to thighs, to take notice. Find a sweet downward face dog. It feels usually nice after you've opened your back body. Breathe in out. Option to go forward into plank. Inhale. Knees up or down, chaturanga. Exhale. Upward face dog, whether modified or not, using that intellect again. And then downward face dog. Exhale, breath. Beautiful. Walk the knees kind of right behind the hands, so knees are wider, toes touch. Inhale, bum to heels in a sit. Bring your prop with you. We're going back again. Supta Virasana. Breath out. You might layer your block a little higher behind you so that you're essentially bringing your mat and floor to you as you lie back into hero. You might layer 2 props behind you because that might be your story, and it's a good story to live into if it's yours. Meaning, meet your practice where it truly is. Lightly part your jaw. We're going to bring in a little bit of cool. So the upper and lower jaw has this very slight part to it. And then suck in breath through the space of your teeth to feel the cool of the air. And then let it go. You might pick up your head if you're all the way back. It's nice to help the guy up. Get the chin a little higher than your chest, and then hold on to your ankles or heels and press to the elbows and forearms and walk back up. Take your block with you more to the front of your mat. Last downward face dog. Step in or roll over your toes for a nice little ankle stretch. Breath in and out. If you're feeling compelled and energized and that will do you good, you can do another flow, or you can just get right down onto your knees and turn around and lie down on your back body. And as we get to our back body, you're going to step your feet to the mat, bend of the legs. I like a simple twist. Feel free to take what you want. We're going to go left with the legs though. So feet wide for me. Knees point up. Some people cross the right leg over or all sorts of things, but simple might be sweet. Sweet is sometimes simple. Take an inhale, knees look up, and then exhale, the legs will fall to the left. You'll want them to fall into space, gravity as far as they can, while still ushering breath in and out. And then you're kind of pressing to the inside of your right foot and the outside of your left foot. Bring the knees back up. They're still wide, so are the feet. Breathe in. And then you're going to wag both legs to the right until they settle in to settling in. Hot tip, if you've ever got sciatica and you do this with your legs hanging off of the edge of the bed, so you would situate your body on the edge of the bed for each side. And then that kind of decent pull and hanging the legs kind of and knees off of the bed will encourage a little opening for sciatica. Just FYI. Bring the knees back up. Breathe in. And then step one heel at a time. Long legs to the corners of your mat. Wide legs and toes fan out. And as you get quiet, follow your breath. You need to do nothing more than to follow the inhale and follow the exhale. And if you lose track and if you notice thought, notice it. So far as to notice what it produces in the way of mood, emotion. It's actively showing up to what you're able to produce for yourself. And then return again to following your breath. And let you drift off, guys. Sweet, sweet dreams. Namaste.